Hi everyone, it's Kushla here and I'm with Hugh Wilson. And Hugh's giving me a tour of his sustainable house that he had built a couple of years ago. He, last year and maybe the year before, it was in the Renew Toowoomba branch's Sustainable House Day. He did tours of it so other people could learn from what he did. So I've had this tour of this incredible, quite small house, but absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I lived here. You lived here 2 years, Hugh. What's it like?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's 110 square metres of house, 30 square metres of garage. We've got solar panels on the roof, and we don't pay any electricity bills. Got no gas. So
no gas, no electricity bills. I mean, this is phenomenal. Okay.
No induction cooking.
Oh, good. Yeah.
It's got double glazing. It's 8.3 on the Natter's scale of 10 for.
That's amazing.
For what do you call it?
Like energy
so
efficiency
at the moment you have to have a 6-star. Like all houses have to be 6-star. Next year it'll be 7 stars. Ours is 8.3.
And that's actually like, isn't it like each star is like 20 or 30% more efficient or something? Like
I'm not sure.
It's pretty significant. The difference between the stars is.
It's going to be years before we get to 8, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not really. It's just a standard build with sticks, as they call it, sticks of timber.
I'll give a little tour while he's talking because we can see we're sitting in his courtyard, which is in between two arms of. There's a kitchen behind us. This little courtyard, really cozy. Little living room here, and then kind of out of view behind us is couple bedrooms, a bathroom, gorgeous bathroom. I'm going to share a couple of photos later if Hugh lets me, because it's so lovely. I can't believe that quite small, like the floor space is not very big, the square foot, but it just doesn't feel, it just feels lovely.
Yeah, well the courtyard was a design feature and that's why it feels so spacious, I think. It's a 281 square metre block, so it's
tiny.
It's the city infill that the council wants to encourage, and it's perfectly reasonable. I mean, it's obviously a very small block of land, but it's a very livable house. And
this is a point, because I've been in these new units that have these, like, you know, no space, no garden, kind of feel really uncomfortably weird. And this is similar but doesn't have the same feel. And particularly because this courtyard is surrounded by, there's a kitchen behind us, and it's all glass windows. It's all glass windows over here, which is a hallway, and all glass windows over there, which is living room. And so wherever you are, you're connected to the outside. And all, like, you can't quite see it here in the courtyard, but every other wall around is like covered in vines, so it just got greenery, and as the breeze, like the vines are moving in the breeze, and there's flowers on the jasmine or something, and great views from like the bedroom and the kitchen of just walls, but it just feels so livable.
Yes, and we've got the callistemons out the front, bit of a hedge. I mean, we've got a lot of a lot of shrub growth. So we're doing our bit to green up the city area.
Attract birds.
Bearing in mind we can't have a big tree, you know.
Yeah, no space.
And no trees were cut down for this. It was just a washing line. That was it.
It was like someone's backyard. It was like just a grassy backyard, unused.
Yeah.
And what's it like to live in? Like, do you find it's quite cool in summer and quite warm in winter, like without heating and cooling, or?
Yeah, well, it's designed that way, so it's insulated. So we've got heavy insulation in the ceiling and 2.7 bats in the wall, and the double glazing helps. And I think it's about 3.9 air changes per hour, as opposed to the average Aussie home is about 15.
And so that's, like, if you have cool air inside, you're not losing it to that. Yeah. And tell us about the passive design of this house.
Oh, well, it's just faces north, really.
And so, the floor?
Oh, the floor's concrete, yeah. So it's, you know, attached to the earth, and I think in winter it's about 15 or 16 degrees down below, so the concrete doesn't get really cold. You walk around with bare feet. And
it soaks up the sun, right? So when sun comes in through the window, it soaks up the sun's warmth and keeps it kind of radiated radiates it back into the house after the sun's passed by. Or...
Yeah. We're a bit compromised in the design for that. I mean, a different house would have a better result. But we've done the best we can.
Like you don't really have windows on your northern side. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. But the sun comes in the east and warms up there. Here in winter, and down the hallway, it warms up.
Anyway, it's so beautiful.
So, it's not hard to do. We didn't design it, but I mean, it's not hard to do. And Jeff Gibson, the builder, as he said, it's not rocket science. Orient, draft proof and insulate, and it doesn't matter what the design is really.
And those principles of passive design, actually, council's got a guidebook called something like Guidelines for the Warm Temperate Climate. Like it's about how to build a home so that you just
for Toowoomba that
saves electricity costs of heating and cooling your home by just designing it well, using the sun and shade. And Jeff, I've talked to Jeff once before, and I asked him, it must be much more expensive to build these 8-star homes. He says, no, it's like fractionally more, like something really tiny, like 4% more expensive. But then you have these ongoing thousands of dollars in cost savings every year. So it's like, it's the opposite of more expensive. It's ridiculously cost saving. So how much, we were just looking at your solar, how much, you don't pay anything?
No. So we save about $2,000 a year on what we were in our old house.
Wow, it's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we're in credit, so I think we got $150. We got an actual cheque for $150 last January.
That's cool.
And it should be a couple of $100 next January.
And yours is a pretty average, like 6 kilowatt hours or whatever. That's normal, isn't it? It's not like some fancy, massive, big thing or anything. It's just a normal solar.
There's no point us putting on. Well, we haven't got the roof space anyway. We don't have a battery. So there's no point putting on extra because it just gets exported, and I think we're getting 9 cents a feed-in tariff. I'm not sure about that. Something like that. It was 6. It actually went up, strangely enough.
Yeah. You're lucky. Yeah. Hope we did too.
Yeah, it would have done right across. Well, certainly the Ergon area anyway.
Oh, okay. So anyway, that's my report from Hugh's Sustainable House, which is just gorgeous. I wish we had more of them. And you were saying that Renew is going to have Sustainable House Day in March.
I think it's March. Yeah.
When you can, but you certainly can find on Renew's Toowoomba branch's website, which means you can tour. There's 5 houses or something that they normally have each year where you can have a tour. And also you had Garth Hamilton here, our federal MP.
Yes.
His engineer brain got all excited about cost savings and good design.
And and a couple of the councillors have been, and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
So it's well, you can retrofit and make a big difference too. You don't have to build a new house.
That's such a good point. I used Ross Campbell from Eco Blueprints, and I showed him my home, and he gave me some really good ideas how, because I've got lots of windows, but they're not double glazed, so they lose a lot of heat. He says things like, put up some curtains and some pelmets. Pretty affordable. You don't have to replace them with like tens of thousands of dollars worth of double glazed windows. You can still get some really good outcomes. And in my own home where I live, so that's I own a house but rent it because I live with my partner, and the house where I lived, my partner's house, he had to take off all the interior gyprock or whatever, and so he insulated everything. Oh my god, I mean, the difference is unbelievable. That house is always more lovely inside than outside, so I, from personal experience, highly recommend insulation. It's just that's a retrofit that's worth doing.
Apart from saving money, it makes it more comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about it. Anyway, that's our long video, so thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Bye.
See ya.